Put your hands together and let's make some noise.
How are you?
Mabuhay everyone!
Konnichiwa minasan. Hello,
Alright,
hello,
good day.
hello.
So today we are going on live to get our group, which is the last group of the Miss Trans Global Queens, and I'm just grateful to be here along with Miss Trans Global Malaysia, Miss Trans Global Indonesia, and Miss Trans Global Japan. Looking good, ladies.
Hi. Everyone's looking great today.
Everyone was looking fabulous. So we have a chit chat together with all the Asian girls here, right?
Yes.
So how are you doing, guys? Amanda, how are you? Bagaimana kamu?
I bet Miss Amanda has her mic muted.
Turned off. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
How
she's
about
having a.
Bianca? How about
I'm
you?
doing great. I'm doing fine. How about you, Albion? How are you today?
Well, I am actually oh yeah, let's have Miss Indonesia first, of course.
Selamat sore untuk teman-teman Miss Philippines, Miss Japan, Miss Malaysia.
Hello, good afternoon, Miss Philippines, Miss Japan, and Miss Malaysia.
Good
Saya sangat
afternoon.
bersemangat untuk bertemu teman-teman pada sore hari ini.
I'm so excited to meet you all this afternoon.
Ya.
Yes, we're also so excited to be doing a live with you as well.
Yes. Actually, it has also been a busy week for me. I got a lot of works to be done. Like, of course, we are not here just as pageant queens, but also we have a lot of work to do regarding the advocacy in our respective countries because we represent our countries and we also have a lot of work to do as a Miss Trans Global in our countries. And so that has taken a lot of my time. But I am just grateful to be here with you today. I think it is the highlight of the competition, the highlight of the pageantry that it is of the Miss Trans Global pageant, because it is not just a pageant per se or competition, but a platform for us to come together to talk about our countries and to raise the issues concerning our countries. And I think that is beautiful more than anything else.
Yeah, I agree with Albion. Since we are all busy with our advocacy, with our daily life, right, with our works and so on, it's coming to September, which is the Miss Trans Global we're going to start. It's about the stage, right?
Yes.
So everyone was so excited to see what is going on next.
Exactly.
Yes, definitely. We are so excited about what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen next about the pageant, and of course, with all the hard work that we did, I'm so glad that just being part of this competition and meeting a lot of beautiful transgenders all around the globe.
Yes, true.
Ya, betul sekali. Saya pun sangat merasa sangat bersemangat karena sebentar lagi kita akan berkompetisi.
Yeah, that's right, and I feel really excited that the competition is coming closer.
Minggu ini mungkin ada minggu-minggu sibuk, termasuk saya berangkat dari daerah saya ke Kota Makassar untuk acara hari ini.
And this week was a heavy week for me because I came from my from my region, about 500 kilometers from Makassar. So yeah, it's gonna be tough day by day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. We are all working women. We are all, like Albion, she's still at school, so it's quite hard. But we are here not just for us, but we are here to represent different kind of transgenders all around the globe.
Yes. And
Exactly.
then,
And of course, before we move on, I would just like to tell everyone as well who are watching this live video to don't forget to share, comment, engage with this live video, share this with your friends, just so we can have more people listen to our concerns and issues and um, all of our concerns with regards to the trans community and the LGBTQ plus community.
Yes.
And everyone, just comment down your questions below. We will be glad to answer
Yes.
them.
true.
We're gonna wait for all
So,
your questions.
sure, yes.
Iya,
So
betul
Oh, we
sekali.
have one already.
we got question here. What should the public expect from each of your presentations, outfit, shows for Miss Trans Global 2021?
Oh,
Yeah.
Public
I'm sure that they're in for a treat because all transgenders are creative people, and we did our best just to give you a great show.
yes,
Yes, of
definitely.
course. And it has been a long duration of preparation, and we did not come here to play, but we came here as a community, as an army, as an army of trans women to represent our community well. So I am confident that all of our presentations are great. And if you are also excited, if the viewers are also excited, don't forget to tune into the Miss Trans Global pages and support all of the girls, because all of the girls is just so wonderful, and they can also vote for us, right? Would you like to tell us more about it, Miss Paisley?
Yes,
Yes, you guys can vote for us. There is a voting platform that can vote for all the contestants, and this voting platform will be provide 5 greater marks, rather higher than the vote in the social media. And of course, you guys also can vote us in our Miss Trans Global official social media such as Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I just want to add,
yeah,
basically, I really agree with all the girls here. What you can expect is expect the best, because we will not play in these competitions. We put our effort, hard work, and you guys just see the Miss Trans Global is not like something a beauty pageant that physically uh, you present yourself at physical stage. Is in a digital platform, right? So it's something new and something different, and you guys can see how we're going to play with all the stuff, all the catwalk sessions, or all the presentations. It will be fun and will be something great for you guys to see. All right.
indeed. That's gonna be so excited for everyone. Most of my friends are keep on asking me when will be the finals, but of course I cannot spoil anything about the pageant. How about you, Amanda? What do you think the public will expect from us for the
Mm.
pageant?
Saya betul sekali untuk dari teman-teman. Saya cuma ingin sedikit menambahkan.
I agreed with all the girls here.
Saya merasa bangga juga karena teman-teman dari komunitas mengharapkan Miss Trans Global ini bukan hanya sebagai ratu, tapi bisa menjadi contoh yang baik untuk trans.
Yeah, I'm so proud to be a part of this Miss Trans Global organization. And what the society expects from me is that
Tidak hanya menjadi seorang ratu, tetapi
it's not only about being a beauty queen, but also be the role model for the society.
Yeah.
Yes, that's actually the goal of the competition. It's not just to
Exactly.
show our, external beauty, but how good or how loving our heart is, and how you know how we do our advocacies
Yes.
really, which is really near into our hearts. Yeah.
Dan yang paling terpenting kita menjadi diri sendiri.
And the most importantly is being our own selves.
Yes. Hi. I would like to say hi to my sisters watching right now. Thank you.
Halo, hai
And of
Cebasi.
course, speaking of advocacies, we got a pretty much load of advocacies. Not, of course, our preparations are not just the catwalks and the beauty and the glitz and glam of pageantry and all, but we also have pretty heavy advocacies. And would you girls like to discuss them?
Let's start with Miss
Ya,
Malaysia.
Okay, for me,
You can do it.
yes, my advocacy basically is already start since 2014 with my tagline "Break the Silence." So my advocacy is actually to educate and to uh, empower people. So then they can realize that gender is diverse. Gender is not fit to into certain specifications, and there is a differences between sex and gender. And I think break the silence is the tagline that can be used for everyone that have been feel that left behind, that have been feel that their voice not being heard, they are not being seen. And I think with this advocacy, it can proceed to more further changes or improvement in our transformative issues. Once we have a gender recognition, and all the trans issues can be highlighted and can be resolved, starting from gender recognition. So that is my advocacy.
That's
How about
nice.
Indonesia, Amanda?
iya, Bianca, mau pilih?
Your turn, giliranmu.
Oke. Uh, saya sini. Jadi advokasi saya ini selain untuk mengkampanyekan 5 gender,
So my advocacies, beside introducing the 5 genders in my province,
saya berharap bahwa dari keikutsertaan saya dalam Miss Trans Global,
I hope that my participation in Miss Trans Global,
bahwa di sini kita bisa menyuarakan dan
I can voice the diversity and equality
yang terjadi pada di negara kita masing-masing. Karena saat ini mungkin di beberapa negara, bahkan di negara saya,
that most importantly the equality issues happen in my
yang terjadi kepada teman transgender adalah menggunakan dari persekusi.
and that equality issues mostly faced by our trans women community,
Intimidasi dan diskriminasi dan beberapa isu-isu yang dikemukakan oleh kelompok fundamental.
and those equalities issues including persecution, intimidation, and discrimination that trans women in Indonesia have faced in recent years mostly comes from the fundamentalist groups.
Ya, mereka selalu menyuarakan kepada masyarakat luas bahwa ada seorang transgender perempuan itu adalah penyakit sebagai sampah masyarakat.
The issue arose from several fundamentalist groups who consider trans women to be a disease and a waste of society.
Ya, itu harapan saya. Kenapa saya ingin bergabung dalam Miss Trans Global? Karena saya ingin menyuarakan hak kita sebagai manusia.
Therefore, I hope that my voice will be listened around the world. Thank you.
Terima kasih.
So how about Miss Philippines, Miss Trans
Oh.
Philippines?
Thank you for passing the mic. Also, thank you to Miss Trans Global Philippines for supporting me. They commented right just now. Well, my advocacies were from my Miss Trans Global Philippines advocacies because when I won Miss Trans Global Philippines, there was a short time frame for me to materialize them. So the best way to work it better and to materialize it is incorporate with my Miss Trans Global campaigns. But this time, of course, I have to consider those who are coming from the different countries because I will no longer be representing Philippines. If ever, it will be a platform for all of us. And so I have considered the beauty that there is in our broad spectrum. There are workers from our community, there are students like myself or youth, and we also have trans women who are in the agricultural industry, a lot of intersections in the society. And so I have come up with the intransactional. I want everyone from different sectors of our society to realize that our plight is not so far from their plight. And so it must encourage us to come in unity with one another. And instead of using intersection as a means to divide us in the society, let it be a chance for them to see the beauty, our denomination, and so that we can hit whatever oppression there is. Because our oppression is not just, it doesn't exist in a vacuum. We do not exist in bubbles. The systems that oppress LGBTQ plus, that oppress trans women, is the same large system that oppresses farmers, workers, women in general, children. And so I want everyone to see that. I want us to come together in allyship and solidarity, and that comes in transnational. Also, as a student leader, I have come up with the advocacy that is much more on the interinstitutional, like national organizations having their in this institution counterparts. It helps us foster younger generations to be more inclusive, and that creates an intergenerational struggle that is optimistic for us to
That's
win our
nice.
fight.
Great.
And by the way,
That's so
it's so
great.
beautiful what you have said. Thank you
How
so
about
much
Yanti?
for sharing that.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Oh well, for me, it's very obvious that I'm a parent. I do have my 11 years old biological daughter, and my main advocacy is about transgender parenting, or just about family, transgender parenting and family, because I believe that education starts from our home. So my main focus will be the other not just the other transgender parents, but all the parents that is having their child. I would like to educate them that gender will never be an issue in raising a child into becoming a better person, because if they like raise their child believing that everyone is equal, if they raise their child believing that um they should be diverse and they should never have this kind of discrimination into their heart, everyone will open their eyes, and we're gonna have a smooth sailing environment. You don't have to, because I believe that love is love. Everyone deserves to be loved, and everyone is you know uh entitled to be loved, no matter what gender you are, no matter what ethnicity you are, or what you know whatever wherever you are, you're entitled to be loved and to love. That's why, as a parent, family is very close into my heart, and I want to be a living example. So all those parents who is doubting transgender parents, that they can actually raise a family, they can actually build a family and raise a child of their own.
Yes, definitely.
Suka dan terinspirasi dari Miss Bianca.
I love your statement, Miss Bianca, and
Oh, thank you so
I'm
much.
inspired by your statement.
Ya, karena
Yes.
dari Miss Transglobal saya baru menemukan bahwa ada suram trans menjadi orang tua.
Yeah, so I just found
Yes.
out that he's transparent from Miss Trans Global competition itself.
Iya.
You're a
Yes,
pride.
yeah, thank you so much. That's why I'm so proud of my story. I'm so proud of my daughter. I flaunt it everywhere. Even here in Japan, when they ask me at my work, I'm proud that I'm a transgender parent. Some people doesn't understand or are confused. Like transsexuals or transgenders are always stereotyped as we cannot bear any children, or um we cannot have our own family. But I'm here and I'm existing. So uh I think that, or I believe that I'm a good example of a transgender who fight for her right to be a parent.
Yes, definitely such an inspiration for us, trans community, so that nothing is impossible. We can also have family. We also can also have a children, we can
Yeah.
develop a love with our loved one, and it all matters to all of us, regardless what is our different rights. So we are welcome also to the audience. Thank you for watching us today.
Yes, that's why any one of us who wanted to build their own family or have a child, just contact me anytime, and I'll give you some tips on how to raise a child. Because I've been raising my daughter for the past 11 years, and I know that it's tough, but it's really, really inspirational.
Yeah.
Ya betul sekali. Sebagai saya pun selalu berharap bahwa melalui platform Mistrans Global bahwa saya tidak berhenti menyuarakan teman-teman atau mengkampanyekan kepada teman-teman untuk mengetahui hak mereka sebagai warga negara.
And I always hope that my voice is not on this Miss Trans Global platform, but it can be a wider spectrum and encourage my trans women fellows out there to be aware of their rights as citizens.
Ya, mungkin dari Bianca sebagai seorang transparan, saya pun membawa dari Indonesia isu kampanye saya itu 5 gender. Jadi dua negara dari transparan dan 5 gender. Saya harap ini salah satu kolaborasi antara sesama finalis global.
And I hope that our advocacies can be collaborated very well, especially your issue, Ms. Bianca, as a transparent, and my issue bringing the five genders in my province as a culture to another level.
Yes.
We can collaborate about this issue someday.
Yes, I'm so happy to hear that
Exactly.
because we are not here just to compete. We're actually here to build a sisterhood. We're actually here to be building a family so that in the future maybe we can help each other with our own advocacies and we can share something for from our other sisters. And I hope that after the corona we can all the Asian queens should meet because we're
Yes.
we should have done that.
Ya, mari kita membuat acara nanti di Bali setelah pandemi. Mungkin kita bisa masuk dari teman-teman Asia, bahkan teman-teman dari Eropa dan lainnya.
Okay, maybe we can hold a gathering someday in Bali after the pandemic.
Yes, let's go to Bali. I would love to go to Bali.
Yeah, not only the participants in Asia region, but maybe from Europe and American as well.
Ya. Selain itu mungkin kita sebagai finalis dari Miss Trans Global tidak hanya berkunjung di Indonesia, mungkin kita bisa lebih sering banyak lagi tentang advokasi negara masing-masing tentunya.
So not only about visiting certain countries, but also sharing what we got from the advocacies themselves. Thank you.
Yes. Just sharing out our different cultures would be a blast, I think.
Can't wait to do that.
There's a question here. As Asians, we cannot deny the fact that our culture doesn't fully accept us. What is the simplest way you can do to push for our acceptance in the society?
All right. Who'd like to start?
Yeah, sure.
May I start?
Please do.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I think acceptance entails to be seen as included in the society that we are in, and that is also the difference of acceptance from tolerance. Because when we say tolerated, there is still that sense of being segregated from the society. You just exist, or then go on, exist. We don't care. But if there is acceptance, there is a sense of welcoming, being part of the community, being included in the society that there is. And thus, there is also a sense of caring for each other, being compassionate to each other. And so, what is the simplest way that we can push for the acceptance in our society? I think that is answered by the simple existence that we have. to exist, to be visible. Just right now, we can see the beauty that there is, the strength that there is in the spectrum of trans women. As I've said earlier, we have those who are representing us in the workforce, in the education sector, in different sectors of our society. And that speaks so much of our capability to be in this society. And by being existent alone, by being persistent with our existence alone, it also paves the way for those who will come after us, because it is an affirmative and let's say a demanding effort to say that we are not going anywhere. We are existing now, we have existed before, and we will exist tomorrow, and in the future we will not go anywhere. So it's just for you to choose which path, which part of the history you will be in. Is it an inclusive one, or an inclusive exclusive one that is not human, that is not humanistic. And and I think when we talk about persisting with our existence, it also brings people in the society to knowing more about the history that we have, knowing more about our plight, and that they will get to know that we are not just a trend, that happens to be existing today, but we are natural. We have existed long ago. In the Philippines, we have the Babaylans, the Catalonas, the Montefilian, and in Indonesia, we have the five genders. Even in China, pre-colonial, we already have gay emperors. It is existent in a lot of cultures, and it is colonialism that is also what we are trying to break beyond with this pageant. And I think that is a simple way of, let's say, pushing forward to the acceptance of society.
Yes, that's so great.
Yes, I agree with that. So,
Yeah, I do
uh,
agree with that as well. Okay.
I think the most important thing here is people are lack of understanding and uh, acknowledge us as a transgender. Maybe they, like Alvin said, they will think that we are just some based on trend, based on something like exist in certain way or certain period, right? But it's not. If you goes to the histories, there are so many trans people already existed, and the first trans person has been existed since 1674, which Eleanor
Yes.
Rifles, if I'm not mistaken. And I think this is really need to be to explain to the public so that they can realize that we are not just uh, uh, we are just we are just not happen here currently. We are exist years back then, right? So then and then another thing, I think we should actively, as a uh, Miss Trans Global finalist, I think all the girls would like to engage to more parties, to more external organizations and experts. For example, our stakeholders such as lawmaker, policymaker, lawyer, doctor, endocrinologist, and etc., and all the experts to actually give their findings and research about transgender, because many people was misconception about us. They will thought that we are pretend to be this way. We are just change easily, and when we were don't want, we will go back to our, for example, gender so called. I think it's not true. When we born as a transgender, you will start to live and die as a transgender. And this is really important for stakeholders also to, and our allies to be also stay together with us, stand together with us to educate public about the existence of the transgender and what is our conditions. Maybe I can also share with you guys some findings from the international report that shows that when they do a survey, MRI towards male and female, men and women, the finding shows that only 2.4% out of 600 respondents, only 2.4% is only uh, their brain is fit into male and female characteristic, and 54% is diverse, is variables. So this finding we should explore and we should explain to the public so that they can realize this is what happening, this is the proof, this is the medical research and findings that happen, and the transgender is exists. Yeah.
So great. Well, for me, you know, we all know that not all Asian countries do accept transgender. That's why there's a lot of issues about Soji bill and stuff about, how should we be accepted in the society. However, as a transgender parent, which I always tell my daughter, just be yourself, just be your authentic self and show everyone that you're untouchable. Show everyone that you're bulletproof, and nobody can tell you what to do. Nobody can tell you um, uh, uh, how to live your life. What's
Yes.
the most important thing is just show them that you know even though you're this kind of person, even though not just for transgenders, even for other people who are experiencing bullying in their school, like what my daughter just recently um, experienced in her school. I told her that just be yourself, just be your authentic self, and show everyone that they made a mistake in labeling you this kind of things, in telling you those kind of stuff that they thought about you. Just be yourself, just love yourself and show to everyone that you can do whatever it takes to be a person. And you know acceptance is in the society is not a new issue in our all around the globe. Not just in Asia, actually most country doesn't still accept us as transgender women. But we here, all of the girls here in the competition are proving now that we are women and we should be accepted for who we are.
Ya, kalau untuk saya
Masih
pribadi,
sorry.
kalau untuk saya pribadi bukan hanya menjadi mempromosikan budaya di lima gender di Sulawesi Selatan, tetapi cara yang paling sederhana saya lakukan di tengah masyarakat itu adalah saya menjadi diri saya sendiri.
Okay, the simplest way I can do is to be the best version of myself.
Benar?
Yeah.
Ya, selain mengkampanyekan lima gender selalu di tengah masyarakat, ya penampilan kita sebagai trans woman, tetapi kita dapat terlibatkan diri di tengah masyarakat bahwa apa yang kita lakukan bisa seperti mereka melakukan itu.
Okay, not only show my existence as a trans woman. To show my involvement in society as a positive contribution.
Ya.
We have a
Okay,
connection.
we have a connection
Hello?
problem from Miss Indonesia. Yeah.
Yes, we can hear
She's
you,
in.
Amanda. Yes.
I think she's frozen.
Maybe I can while we are waiting, Amanda.
Oh, she's
Oh yes.
in.
Hai.
So let me continue.
Oke.
So
Jadi menjadi trans woman itu kita bisa melibatkan diri dalam kehidupan sehari-hari dan positif, berkontribusi positif di tengah masyarakat. Itu hal sederhana yang saya lakukan untuk mendekatkan diri antara saya dengan masyarakat dan memberdayakan teman-teman trans woman.
okay, I repeat, not only show my existence through my experience as a trans woman, but I aspire to show my involvement in society as a positive contribution, including empowering trans women trans out there. Thank you.
Ya, terima kasih.
That's so great.
Yes.
May I just
Moving to a
add there?
non-serious topic. You know what you girls do for fun, your hobbies, or maybe a hidden talent you can share? Maybe a simple
Moving to
sentence
another
goal.
situation, what you girls
Ini
do.
pertanyaan ringan.
Okay,
Nanti bisa cerita
we
hobimu
have,
atau mungkin bakal sembunyi
okay,
yang
okay,
bisa disampaikan dengan kita sebagai
So who want to
contohnya.
answer
Right.
that first?
okay. Moving to a non-serious topic, we would like to know what you girls do for fun, your hobbies, or maybe a hidden talent you can share with us. Maybe a sample. Excited to see all your talent portions with you. So who's going to start first?
But let me just take my sample. All right.
Okay.
The girls start and I will just take my sample. I want everyone to see it, of course. All right.
Yes. How about you, Miss Malaysia? What do you usually do for fun?
So actually, I'm quite not so many things that I would like to can do, but I would love singing. Actually, love singing.
Oh.
Where usually when I have some free time, I'm going to karaoke with all my friends. We are just have a hangout and just have fun there. Maybe you guys will wait for my talent video soon. What I'm
Nice.
going
So
to do.
that's nice. I actually love designing costumes because I'm also a showgirl here in Japan. I do before the pandemic, I do shows around Osaka, Tokyo. That's why I do my own costume because I feel more confident creating my own costume than rather than buying it. Well, for the hidden talent, I don't know. I don't think I have any hidden talents. Well, I love to sing as well, and I'm not the best dancer, but I can move my hips from left to right. So, how about you, Miss Indonesia?
Oke,
Kalau ini pertanyaan banyak, ini keseharian saya.
so it's quite difficult to answer this question because this is about my daily activities.
Ya, saya selalu ketika saya ingin bersenang-senang, tentu saya selalu berbicara dan polos di depan cermin.
So in my spare time, I always talk to my own self and having pose in front of the mirror.
Ya, mungkin
Oh my
beberapa
God.
Yes, I always regard myself as a beautiful, you know.
Wow, that's a great that's a great way to have fun.
ya. Dan selain itu, saya juga selalu ketika saya ingin menyenangkan diri, mungkin saya bisa, saya selalu mengajak teman-teman bagaimana kita tidak hanya acara makan bersama, tapi kita di dalamnya kita selalu ada diskusi-diskusi karena mengingat bahwa saya ini bergabung dalam sebuah organisasi.
Okay, beside that, I always ask or invite my transwomen fellows to having dinner or lunch, and not only having lunch or dinner, maybe we can discuss about what we plan in the future as our
Nice.
what we plan in the future for our organization.
Ya, ketika kita berkumpul dengan teman-teman, kita bisa makan sepuasnya tanpa mengingat diri kita yang akan semakin besar.
Okay, when we gather with my transwomen fellows, I will forget. I will eat whatever I want, and without feeling guilty.
Ya, karena bagi saya bagi saya tuh ketika saya makan banyak, saya merasa saya tidak perlu memikirkan budi saya. Ini adalah
Okay, because when I eat a lot, so I don't have to think about my body weight or my body shape anymore.
karena ketika kamu ada seorang perempuan, maka kamu akan tetap cantik meskipun kamu memiliki bodi yang besar.
You are a woman. You are beautiful, whatever your size and your shape.
Ya.
Yes, that's true. And finally, Miss Philippines is gonna show us something.
Yes.
All right, I got something to share to you guys and everyone who are watching. I got something to show. Well, of course, that says a non-serious topic, but I don't know. I'm such a pretty serious person, so I find fun blended with seriousness. I think life is always for me is always a blend of fun and seriousness. There is always some type of seriousness because I find myself a serious person, and so my hobbies and my hidden talents would be I do poetry and I also do art. So this is my sample. So I find happiness, I find fun when I do these artworks, but at the same time, there is a certain level of seriousness to it as I raise my advocacy through my art, through my poetry. So here is my artwork that represents the repression of trans kids in institutions as I am a student leader. And also aside from art, I use my work as a trans student leader in our school. I find happiness in it. I find fun in it, and at the same time, it is also helping our community and our school. And speaking of our school, I would like to give a huge shout out to my professor who is watching right now, Ma'am Lai Manalo. Thank you for always supporting me, and to the pupils who are watching right now.
That's
All
so
right.
nice. I can
I don't know
actually
if
relate to Miss.
I hope that's fun also for you.
Yeah, I can actually relate with this Philippines because I studied fine arts in the Philippines in Far Eastern University, and when I was in college,
Wow.
yeah, actually when I was in college, my sisters are really scared of my artworks because I always do my artwork based on what I feel. I always do my and I love serial art. I always,
Wow.
my favorite artist is Dali. Salvador Dali, yeah. That's
Wow.
why,
Yes,
yeah,
I'm also a type of surrealist.
yeah. Next time,
I
let's do
love
some
surreal art.
painting session.
Yeah.
I would love that. There is a
Yes,
sense of
Always. And
escape
also,
and reality in
yes, indeed.
surrealism.
Yeah, I
As
do believe in that. Actually, there's a funny story. Like when I was in college, every time I do my plate for my school, I keep on painting like dark motive or like your serial stuff, and then one day my
mm.
sister told me to throw all away my scary paintings because there's one time that those painting were actually came to her dream. That's why she was scared of
Oh
all
my
my artwork.
god.
Yeah, that's how dark I am when I was in college.
Yeah, art is really powerful, and I think it is also a good avenue for us to explain to people the humanity that there is in our transness. You know what? When my father actually understood my transness through my art as well. When, uh, if you have seen my previous live takeover, he said there that he saw through my artworks because I only paint women figures, and
Oh, we're the
he saw
same.
through my art that yeah, oh, you're right, diba? It's like
Yeah.
he said it's like I am seeing myself as my artworks, and now
Uh,
looking back to it, I realize that oh my god, he is right. I art is my escape, and somehow, as people say, it is a fantasy of ours, our imagination. To me, it is much more real. It is my
mhm.
truth, and now I. As a trans woman, I feel like I am a living artwork as I continuously mold myself into the person that I want to become.
Yes, of course you are.
We
Actually, my
all
favorite.
are.
Yeah, of course. You know what? My favorite. The drawing that they first knew that I wanted to be a woman was Sailor Moon because I'm a very big fan of Sailor Moon, and when yeah, I always
Well,
thought
now
I
you're
was
in
Sailor
Japan.
Mars. Yes, I'm Sailor Mars.
Wow.
And I have an aunt who was studying fashion design during that time when I was young, and they always knew that I was quite flamboyant because I keep on copying her woman figure sketches, and they knew that I'm quite different to my other cousins. That's why from the start they knew that I wanted to be a woman.
I think
Yeah.
I can relate to both of you guys, which is I love also writing. Since I was
Yes.
a teenager, right, I always write a novel, short stories, and I send to the publishing company for them to publish in the newspaper or
Wow.
in the books itself. And
Nice.
I keep write so many articles,
Mm.
stories, and the latest one that I write is about my experience in the working as a transgender in the corporate sector. So I just share my story, what my struggle, the discrimination that I facing as a transgender, and I collaborate with one of the NGOs that the main center at Japan, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
Yes, and currently they are editing my articles to be published. Yes, I think writing also is something like a therapy for me. Is a medium of advocacy also for us to share our stories, to inspire others, and yeah, writing is one of the platform that I think really suitable for me to share my stories. We will also welcome here. We have Vera, Miss Trans
Hi, Miss
Global Business.
Vera.
Hello, Miss Vera.
And her
Thank you.
question is, what makes you blush?
Wow.
Hi, Miss
That is a
Lucy.
fun question.
That's a great question. Actually, the thing that makes me blush is my blush on. So,
Exactly.
That's
how
right.
about how about you,
Ha,
Miss Indonesia? What makes you blush?
ya, pertanyaannya sangat lucu.
It's a funny question though.
Ya, yang membuat pipi saya merah bukan hanya blason, tetapi ketika saya melakukan sedikit kesalahan.
So what makes me blush is not only when I put blush on, but when I did wrong things.
Dan selain itu, membuat sakit saya merah ketika hati saya sedang berbunga tentunya.
And of course when I fall in love, of course. That's what makes me blush the most.
How about you,
Bagaimana
Miss
dengan
Malaysia?
I think I same goes to Amanda. I will feel blush when if I admire to someone and they know I admire to them. I will feel, oh, I don't know. I will feel blush and I will feel so shy because that guy knowing that I like him. Yes, I think that made me blush. How about you, Alvin?
Well, actually, it's kind of the same as all of you. Well, aside from the blush on, of course, I have come to realize just now the question, I really thought of it. What makes me blush, what makes me happy to the core, I think, that is having my father see who I am and support me, not just support me, but be genuine in fighting for my fight as well. He is an ally, and it feels good to have him support me as his trans daughter and to see the men I love in my life support me. That makes me blush as they see me for who I am, and they also fight alongside me. There is also this guy from school, of course, that makes me blush because I see him work hard for. Well, it's not.
Tell about it.
Well, of course, all of us has.
Tell us about it.
I just I like men. I love men who are there to support us and to fight for our rights. You know, as people say, as our community says, if you love a trans woman, then you feel the same, you will feel close to the same oppression that they are experiencing. And to have the people who claim to love me actualize or materialize their love to me by helping me win this society, that makes me blush.
That's nice. For me, well, having a partner for 5 years, I actually call him husband here in Japan because
Wow.
we're not married, but he's actually the father that is written in my daughter's school. And the thing that makes me blush every time telling me that you're not a transgender, you're not a trans woman, you are a woman. Never, 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 um, never listen to everyone. Never think that you are less of a woman, because in his eyes, I am a real woman. And of course, every time he kisses me, this makes me blush.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Ah,
I just
Fabian,
aspire to have the same relationship as you have.
You can just wait for it. I always tell those to my friends. They keep on telling me I'm so jealous of you because you have a great relationship. You built a family for your own. I always tell them that time will come, and you don't have to look for it. It will knock on your door. Because I didn't expect it. I didn't actually plan um to be with him for this past 5 years. Because at first, honestly, I didn't like him. I like
Okay,
his
Miss
friend.
Dian.
I like his friend, not him. But
That's
he's one.
brutally honest.
But
That's a
he made that effort to be with me. He made that effort to show me how what love is. Because when I met him, I just broke up with my ex boyfriend. That's why I'm quite fragile when we actually met. That's why I'm still thankful for him. And in the past 5 years, he still makes me blush.
Aww.
halo Bianca.
Hello, Bianca.
Saya penasaran, selain hal yang Anda sebutkan tadi, hal apa yang membuat mimpi Anda lebih merah lagi?
Okay, all right, Miss Bianca. I have another question for you. Beside the previous statement that your partner treat you, what is the other treatment that your partner had made had makes you blush? Is there any other treatment from your partner that makes you blush beside that? Beside telling you that you are a woman.
Amanda, you're a very naughty girl. What kind of question is that? Oh my God.
Tidak didengar.
Lot of things that he done, like one time when we had a big fight, and then he came home bringing me a bouquet of flower. Just by
Wow.
simple, just by simple things that he done to me, it always makes me blush.
Oke, terima kasih Bianca.
Okay, thank you for sharing it, Bianca.
Truest.
Oh, we
All
got
right.
question here.
That was so
Lisa is
sweet.
one of my friends, so she was asking. Some opinions say that transgender community should be separated with LGBT community cause different issues. What do you guys think? Yes. Should so you're going? I'm going. Who is going to start?
All right. Would anyone love to start?
I think okay. Let me start. Yeah. I think LGBT, we as a community, regardless what is our difference, we should stand together in order for us to voice out our issues, stand up for our rights, and fighting for what we are fight for. But definitely the issues that transgender facing is different between LGB, because the LGB issues is related to the sexual orientations, whereas for transgender is more on the gender identity issues, which has been we as a transgender don't have any issue with our gender identity, but the gender identity issues is come from other people. Other people don't want and can't accept us as who we are. That is the issues that are facing right now for transgender. So even we have a different issues within the community, LGBT community, but I think we should stand together for us to to have a good allies, to have a good moral support system for us to proceed and to fight for our rights. Yeah. Thank you, Mia. So how do you guys think?
All right. Let me add up to that. Of course. Um, we cannot separate the plight of the trans people to the plight of the LGB. Let me just start from what Miss Malaysia said. Of course, let's say LGB issues focus more on sexual orientation, and trans people focus more on gender identity. But actually, Soji may be interdependent, may not be interdependent of each other. Like, for example, sexual orientation is not default to a certain gender identity, but there are trans people who also experience the same plight to sexual orientation. And of course, people of the sexual orientation plight also experience the same plight to gender identity and expression. Soji is for everyone. It affects everyone, and our plight as LGBTQ plus, and also we must remember it is plus because it is inclusive of those who are coming after us, of those who may still add, and because gender is not astringent. It is fluid. It is a spectrum. It is a social construct, and therefore can be deconstructed by people themselves. So we must also remember the intersectionality of our plight. We cannot forward as one sector if we do not bring along the other sectors there is in our society. Same goes with the farmers, workers, women, and that goes with my advocacy as well. There is no liberation to some if there is no liberation for all. And I think we must see that in unity because even trans women, if you cannot exclude them and also a reason that trans women have been in the forefront of the LGBTQI plus struggle. When we would go back to the Stonewall riots, it is trans women who threw the first brick. It is Marsha and Sylvia who threw the first brick, who has led the fight for our LGBTQ plus liberation and for gender liberation. And also, women, trans people have been in the forefront, not just there, but even in the not prehistoric, but in the pre-colonial period. In the society that I have talked about earlier, the Babaylans, the Catalanans, and the Montefilayan in the Philippines, they are not just recognized as women in the Philippine setting, but they are recognized as women of power. We are strong forces in the society, and therefore we contribute a lot to the society. We have been in the forefront of not just gender liberation, but in the progress and development of society for all. And I think to encapsulate it all, we must that there is no liberation to some if there is no liberation for all. That would be all that I would have to say to that question.
Okay. Menurut saya, LBQ dan T berdiri di bawah bendera yang sama.
Okay, in my opinion, LGB and T stand under the same flag.
Isu ini bukan hanya tentang orientasi seksual, tetapi penerimaan keberagaman yang terpinggirkan.
This issue is not only about sexual orientation, but the acceptance of marginalized diversity.
Jadi, pilihan seksual maupun pilihan identitas mesti berjalan beriringan tanpa memisahkan dari warna-warni yang kita ciptakan bersama.
So the sexual choices and identity choices must go hand in hand without separating themselves from the colors that we create together.
Ya, kita tidak perlu berpisah karena semakin kita kuat, kita akan semakin kuat ketika kita bisa bergandengan bersama.
Okay, so we don't need to be separated because when we stand together, we will be stronger.
Yes.
Terima kasih.
Thank you.
Well, for me, for my opinion, I do respect everyone's opinion and other people's opinion. However, for me, we cannot separate transgender from the LGBT because here in Japan, I already had that kind of experience because there is no Pride Month here in Japan. Only Rainbow Parade. We don't have Pride Parade here in Japan. They call it as Rainbow Parade, and I never saw transgender group joining the Rainbow Parade. It's only about only about lesbian and gay people here in Japan. That's why for me, even though they are celebrating Pride, I still do not agree that they should left out transgender or they should separate us in the same flag that we that a lot of our past mentors already fight for our community. That's why if we, like what Amanda said, if we all group together, if we all fight together, we will stand stronger.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Ya, betul sekali. Saya setuju dengan Miss Bianca.
Yeah, that's
Thank
correct. I
you.
agree with you, Miss Bianca.
Yes,
LGBT
I do believe in
belongs to
that.
for the
I think we should
discussion
also be
or
reminded that trans people, there are also trans people who are lesbians.
Yes,
There are trans
Yes,
women
it
who are
is.
lesbians. There are trans men who are gay. You
Yes,
know,
yes,
so it is always intersectional. There is no such, we do not exist in a bubble. And
yes,
even before, up to now, as you can see right now, we are raising the issue of LGBTQIA plus and not just trans applied. You know, we bring
hmm
the community, the whole rainbow community, the whole pride community with
yeah.
us.
We should accept that all genders are fluid. Do you know?
yes,
You cannot label or you cannot marginalize someone just by seeing by his or her appearance.
true. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, our difference will make us more stronger if we stand together. And
Yes, indeed.
right, and regardless what is our difference, I think not only LGBT, uh,
Mm-hmm.
our allies, women's, men's, uh, all the stakeholders, I think we should stand together to more accept people regardless who they are. Just see us based on the humanist lens, based on human lens, not based on your personal belief, based on your
Yes.
specific opinions that you stand for, right? So better you see us based on the human, so all of us
Mm-hmm.
able to live a life with happier, with a better mental health, and all of us can be make this world more better in the future, and for our young generations, it's really important for me. I think for me, yes,
I think also on another note, that question also may be answering to the specification of struggle. You know, of course, it is important that there is a specification for trans women, for example, those who will focus on the trans women issues and lesbian issues, gay issues, because there is a difference of issues. There are specifications, and that's all right. But they are not separated of each other. They can go hand in hand. We can be specific to our community and at the same time linking our plights all together. We forward as a community and we also forward with our specifications, with specific issues, demands, and struggles.
Indeed. That's why, whichever gender you're in our flag, at the end of the day, we are all fighting for acceptance. We are all
yes,
fighting for love. We are all fighting for diversity. That's why, just like one question here, LGBT issue among society, which is most important, acceptance or to tolerate. I think tolerance is not accepting someone. You're just acknowledging that there is someone there, but still you're not accepting
Yes.
him or her. That's why for me, there's no such thing as tolerance. We only want acceptance.
acceptance.
Oke, jadi bagi saya keduanya sangat penting, tetapi saya memilih lebih memprioritaskan toleransi.
Okay, I think tolerance is where it takes priority.
Karena menurut saya masyarakat ketika kita memprioritaskan toleransi di sini bukan hanya bagaimana masyarakat umum memandang kita, tetapi hubungan timbal balik, ada hubungan timbal balik di mana kita bisa sebagai transwoman juga dapat menghargai sudut pandang masyarakat yang memiliki perbedaan. Itu menurut saya.
Okay, so I think tolerance here is not only how the general public views us, but there is a reciprocal relationship where we as trans women can also appreciate the diverse perspectives of the society.
Dan ketika mereka sudah menghargai yang namanya toleransi, maka secara otomatis mereka akan menerima perbedaan kita.
So when they appreciate or when they respect the tolerance else, they can accept our existence.
Dan menurut saya sebenarnya itu seharusnya terjadi bersamaan antara penerimaan dengan toleransi.
And to me, I think, and to me, it can be lived side by side between the tolerance and the acceptance themselves.
Ya, terima kasih.
Thank you very much.
For me, I think both aspect is important. On the other side, for tolerance, I understand that we can't force people to accept us, right? That is their own right to accept or not accept other people. But the main goals that we are looking for actually is the acceptance. Without the either you tolerate us as people that you can live with or not, but the most importantly is acceptance, because in this world, yes, all of us really need that kind of acceptance to be a part of the society, a part of the world community. So without this acceptance, we actually will feel left behind. We will feel so-called there is a discrimination will getting higher. There are so many people we getting feel that they are not good enough. So this all this thing is actually is the negative reactions and culture, and we should not develop this culture in this world, right? So I think the most importantly is acceptance, but I understand tolerance is up to the individual choice, right? But the most importantly is acceptance. Yeah.
All right, to add up to what you have all said, ladies, that is also very good inputs, by the way. Like what I have said earlier, there is a difference in tolerance and acceptance. And tolerance is just like recognizing that you exist, you know, but there's that is one thing. But when we say acceptance, that is feeling the inclusiveness, being included to the society, not just being recognized and just, you know, just being passively led to be who you are, but you are empowered, you are welcome to the society. You are not less of a person than anyone. And I think that is what is much important right now, to be accepted by the society. And we are so far from that. And that is just one of the basics of it. That is just the start, actually. And it's sad to think that we are so far from that. But we do not end with acceptance only. It is our duty to be compassionate with each other, with all human beings in this world. And thus, we must empower everyone. It doesn't just end with acceptance, you know? We must empower them, and that entails efforts that are tangible. In the legislation, we must have policies protecting trans people, LGBTQ plus individuals, and giving them the right conditions that there should be in the society, welcoming them to spaces that they that is welcome to everyone, of course, and not just with the legislation, not just with the policies, but also in the culture. It is hard for us to change the culture of patriarchy in our country, but it starts with those policies. And from there, we can cultivate the future generations to be more inclusive. And that also includes work from advocates, work from allies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I believe at the end of the day, there's no reason for us not to be accepted because we're living in the same land, we are walking the same earth, and we are breathing the same air. That's why I don't think that
Yes,
yeah, that's there is there any reason why we're different from them? We're eating the same food though.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That is so beautiful. Like we are here, we exist. What would be a
Yeah.
reason to not
We're not
accept us? And we are
yes,
not
we're not
going
less of that kind
anywhere.
of yeah, we're not less of a person just because we are a
Yes,
transgender. We
definitely.
are not, you know, nobody is higher than us or lower than us. We are all created equal. We are all living in the same earth. We're you know, that's why there's no reason for us not to be accepted in our society.
Yes, definitely.
So,
By the way, you guys, for all the way for all the audience that watch, don't forget to vote for us in voting platform and also our social media and Miss Trans Global Facebook, Instagram, and
Yes.
YouTube to show your
Please.
support to us, all the gorgeous ladies here, and also the others. All right.
Yes, please do like Miss Trans Global social media pages like in Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, and all the links that you need to follow just for to vote for all the girls here in the competition is written in our Miss Trans Global bio. So please do share it, like it, and vote for us.
Jadi sedikit saya tambahkan
And also,
Indonesia, teman-teman, untuk follow Instagram dan halaman Facebook official Miss Global dan tentunya websitenya dan teman-teman bisa memilih dari favorit kalian apa yang akan dipilih dan kita dari website itu bisa dipilih dari beberapa voting itu tergantung dari kita sendiri.
then don't forget to vote for me and other participants on Miss Trans Global social media through Facebook page, Instagram, and the website www.misstransglobal.com/vote and choose participants' photographs.
Teman-teman bisa memilih.
and of course, I'd like to remind,
Ya.
right, I would also like to remind everyone that by voting for us, you are not just helping us girls, but the trans community, because 50% of the acquired proceeds will actually go to frontline organizations that are helping and serving the trans community and the LGBTQ plus community all over the globe. So if you vote for us with financial votes, that also helps our community, and at the same time, that will help us have a platform to materialize our campaigns, our advocacies that has been raised today.
Yes. Yes, it's like just beauty with a purpose.
Exactly. Oh, and actually, we are about to end, but we have one last question. All right. So before we would end, can we have a brief answer to this question?
All right.
Are you okay with that, girls? All right. So let's start with Miss Amanda. Would you like to
Ya.
start, Miss Amanda?
Kita ada question terakhir. If you had an opportunity to meet your president or prime minister, what is the most important issue will you bring up?
Kalau kamu
Menurut saya ketika saya berkesempatan untuk bertemu dengan presiden,
I think when I meet the president of the prime minister,
saya akan menceritakan tentang keberagaman bahwa salah satu budaya di Indonesia perlu kita angkat karena dari 5 gender ini.
so I will tell the Mr. President that we need to uplift the unique culture that we have in our country, which is the 5 genders.
Ya, masyarakat bisa menerima bahwa di dunia bukan hanya antara laki-laki dan perempuan.
It is important to tell the Mr. President that diversity is not only about men and women.
Ada gender lainnya dan ada masyarakat yang terpinggirkan saat ini.
There are other genders and other marginalized society out there.
Presiden dan negara tentunya memiliki tanggung jawab yang besar kepada masyarakat yang terpinggirkan.
The president and the nation or the country they have
Presiden
they
bertanggung jawab.
they need to take responsibility for their people about their prosperity.
Karena keberagaman gender itu adalah bagian dari masyarakat dan wajib dilindungi oleh negara.
Because the gender diversity itself is a part of the people, is a part of the community or society, and it should be protected by the law and the country itself.
Keberagaman itu tidak harus dipisahkan, tapi harus dirangkul.
Diversity is the diversity itself must be.
Keberagaman itu tidak bisa dipisahkan, tetapi
the diversity cannot be separated, but it has to be united.
Ya, terima kasih.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Okay.
For me, I think I will bring an issue as operations. Operations is happen in various group of people, regardless either from women, there are also people disabilities, minorities, veterans, all of this group having operations in their daily life. So I think operation is something that should be highlighted, and definitely I will always highlight also the discriminations that facing by the minorities, especially transgender community. Whereas in my country, I will relate back with the histories that happened here in our country. Before the 1980s, there are dedicated doctor and laws that safeguard the transgender community. Why the after that 1980s, it going to be different, and we are facing a various discriminations and issues after the laws has been taken up and sentencing the LGBT community. So this is really important for them to revise back and look back and see us based on the various aspects, not because on the their personal perceptions, based on their personal belief or religions, but should see us based on the various aspects that we also as a citizen have a right to live as stated in our federal constitutions. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. And well, for me, if ever I'll meet with the Prime Minister of Japan, I would just say that, even though we have that kind of law, transgender law here in Japan, which is called the Gender Identity Disorder Law, they should always think that being a transgender is never a mental disorder. Because here in Japan, when you said you're a transgender and you wanted to change your marker into a woman, you need to undergo a lot of regressive and dangerous surgeries just to have that kind of freedom from, or if you wanted to go out from being a transgender and you wanted to be a woman. I do believe that, surgery or surgery will never is never it's never enough to be a woman. Or I mean, just by having surgery doesn't mean that you're already a woman. You can be a woman whether you're pre-op or you're post-op, as long as your heart and your mind is a woman enough. And that's why here in Japan, that kind of law is there's a lot of people who's fighting for that kind of law, because it separates other transgender who doesn't want to have those kind of surgery in because it's our own decision, you know. If you wanted to have it, then have it. If you don't want to have it, then you just don't want to have it. That's why some transgenders here, Japanese transgender here in Japan, just face that kind of regressive and dangerous surgery for them to be accepted in the society.
Oh, all right. That is beautiful, Miss Bianca. It is really beautiful to say that it is not surgeries that will mark our womanhood, but our
Yeah.
identities itself. All right. So my answer to that question would be um, my work as a trans queen in our community, as Miss Trans Global Philippines. It's not just to come as myself. I know that I still have a lot to learn, and I know that there is enough strength if we have, or if we come as a community. And so this will also be my closing statement. I will be working hand in hand with organization, with advocates, to come and register, to lobby our efforts and our policies that would be inclusive to us and that will protect us, to our president, to our prime minister, and not just end there. We can be militant and maximize all our efforts, may it be legislative, online, through our arts, or whatever spaces we have in society, even in the streets. And I think it is important for us to maximize all these platforms. But of course, if I would be going to lobby to the president, I will be lobbying the timely relevant social equality bill and the upcoming gender recognition law for trans people, and many more, as I come with advocates, as I come not just myself, but with the community. And of course, we cannot do much of that now here in the Philippines because we are going to an electoral period. And so I would like to encourage my Filipino friends and those who are watching right now to so can we can proceed with that advocacy. We must see our policies, such as social equality bill, to be an electoral agenda for who we are going to vote.
Yes.
All right.
That's
Nice,
very
nice.
nice. Vote wisely, especially I'm also a Filipino. So to all my Filipino family and friends,
Yes.
please do vote wisely for not just for us, but for everyone in the Philippines.
Let us vote an inclusive president.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Closing statement.
So we are going to end our sessions. So
Yes.
we all of us have a closing statement where we can.
Yes, I would like to thank everyone who watched our live streaming today. It was really really it's all our pleasure to talk in front of all of you, and we're so happy that to each and everyone who supports us here tonight.
I also happy to be a part of these sessions with all the girls here. And thank you for all the audience that watching us and shows your support, put your questions, and I hope and we hope our answer will at least give some input to you. And I just want to say at the end of the day, I hope to see children or girls that born like me or us is not going through what I feel and what all the transgender currently feel. And we can put a smile to their face and we can live happily without any discriminations and depressions. Thank you.
Okay, saya ingin mengucapkan terima kasih banyak kepada teman-teman transpuan dari beberapa daerah di Sulawesi Selatan.
So I would like to convey my gratitude to all my trans women fellows in South Sulawesi Province
Sudah menyaksikan live hari ini
for watching live streaming today.
dan konsep dari saya menjadi berbeda dari kebanyakan orang adalah sebuah anugerah tersendiri bagi diri kita.
Okay, so being different from most people is a gift in itself.
Segala perbedaan dan keberagaman juga menjadi anugerah bagi keberadaan manusia.
All differences and diversity are also a gift for human existence.
Menghormati adalah kunci untuk menciptakan sebuah perdamaian.
Respect each other is the key to create a safer and more peaceful world.
Sebagai warga negara,
As citizens,
inilah waktunya kita untuk menyadari hak-hak kita sebagai warga negara.
it is time for us to realize our rights.
Terlepas dari keunikan dan keentitikan,
Regardless of our uniqueness and authenticity,
negara mesti hadir, menyajikan apa menjadi hak-hak dasar setiap warganya atau masyarakat.
the state must be present to present what is our basic right.
Ya, sekian dari saya. Terima kasih untuk semuanya.
That's all for me. Thank you very much, everyone.
Saya harap kita bisa bertemu lagi di lain waktu.
We'll see you soon.
Ya, terima kasih.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. And don't forget to vote for us. Of course, I would always remind you to vote for us because you are also helping the trans community all over the globe and us in materializing our campaigns. Continue voting for us at www.misstransglobal.com. And may everyone who has watched today not just end here in the live session, but of course share what you have learned from us to other people so that we get to foster a more compassionate world. Let's be good allies to one another, for our plight are not different of each other. The plight of trans people, the system that oppresses trans people is the same systems that oppresses you, and only through being compassionate as human beings and coming together to end the systems and win our society back, that is only when we can truly forward as a society.
Yeah.
Once again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys.
Terima kasih.
Thank you. Love one another.